Sometimes it's hard to keep my head up. Why do I feel like a letdown? On the edge, I don't wanna get down. Been on this road one time way back when I chose J Mac over Les Brown. So close to calling it quits. Look at all the dumb stuff that I did. Said I wouldn't be just like my dad, but I went ghost on 2 of my kids. No cap, just might pop 10 more of these pros. So hard to forget, I don't really wanna go back. I really need a fresh start, could really use a mulligan. I've been in rehab, I don't really wanna relapse. Guys, that ain't right, but that's alright. I'm out at night, in my head, out my meds, and I'm feeling sad. I don't know why. I get so fed up. Sometimes it's hard to keep my head up. I get so fed up. Sometimes it's hard to keep my head up, but I still try. I get so fed up. Sometimes it's hard to keep my head up. I get so fed up. Sometimes it's hard to keep my head up.
Where they at?
I ain't right, but that's alright. Off my all that time, can't get back. Feeling
Yeah, on the side of my bed.
you ain't no good, but come on by, come on slide. Still can't feel, lost my bro, still don't cry. I don't know why. 25 letters on my dresser. Why do I feel like a mess up? Everybody see me out here walking with the Lord, but I still wanna dance with the devil, yeah. Why show love to Becky? But I friends on Quintessa. Every single woman deserves to be loved. A gift like that so special.
What's up, guys? Week 7 is here. EPL. We're gonna look at the EPL games, especially we'll be paying so much attention to Chelsea game. Chelsea hosting Southampton at Stamford Bridge, and that's what we're gonna pay so much attention to. I have my crew here with me. I have Ham's Master with me here, and I have Steven here with me, and we're gonna go through it and see what Chelsea have to do to be able to see past Southampton. Are they gonna go through low block? Is it gonna be that difficult for Chelsea to break their low block team down, just like the difficulties they had at Turin facing Juventus? We'll look into that. How you guys doing today, guys? Not too bad, not too bad. Another day here. We're streaming, talking about Chelsea Football Club. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, can't wait to get it going. We're gonna look at the injury news, the press conference reaction from Thomas Tuchel earlier in the morning, in my time here, and in the afternoon, probably UK time. It's 4:24 p.m. here in Michigan. It's probably around 9 or a little after 9 in UK time, if I'm right. So we're gonna deal. What was that?
Almost half 9.
Okay. So yeah, you guys hitting. We're streaming. So if you first time joining the stream here, guys, do us a favor, smash the like button for me over here, and then share the video wherever platform that you found yourself, and then engage yourself in the chat room to make the conversation more lively and healthy. So yeah, we're gonna look at the first game, which is Chelsea playing hosting Southampton. I think these games, there's gonna be lots of games playing at the same time simultaneously. But then what you guys think? We're gonna deal into the press conference reaction right now with I'm gonna start with the London is Blue, which I think is Ham's Master. Hams, what do you think of the press conference reaction? What's your take on Thomas Tuchel's answers and all that stuff?
Well, to be honest, I thought that the press conference, I didn't really enjoy it too much.
Yeah.
I like I did like the questions wasn't like the best of questions, but it's understandable. Like he mentioned that Mason Mount he's back fit, he's ready to go
Right.
in the team. Um, he also mentioned about how the relationship between Hasenhuttl and him, because they used to be basically bodies, and they used to face each other in the Bundesliga.
Right.
And Tuchel. So they were talking about that relationship
Mm-hmm.
and there was, I think they were talking about Livramento as well.
Yeah, to know.
Briefly, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were talking about Livramento was gonna.
we'll come back to Livermento. We'll come back to Livermento. We're just talking about their reaction overall. Just summarize the whole thing. But we're gonna get back to Livermento's submission that he gave to the press. So we're gonna move on to Steve. Steve, what do you think of the press conference? His reaction and answers, questions that he gave to the press. In your own perspective, what do you think? Was it
I think
interesting?
I think some of the answers he gave were interesting because so he did a little bit on like City and Juventus and how it's two different extremes in terms of the style of play,
Right.
and it's also good to have some positive team news for the first time in a little while with Mason Mount being back available. Interesting how he kind of made almost like a joke out of
Yeah.
the Reece James situation getting selected for England with his little. When I saw it, I thought he's getting picked for the water polo team because he's only in the port at the moment. He's not training with anyone else. But overall, I think there was some interesting aspects to it, and I found it interesting how he compared City and Juventus, the two games.
Yeah.
Particularly when he was saying about, like I said, the two extremes of you got City who are high press and possession, and then you've got Juventus who are sit back, like
Yeah.
percentage
Two
possession.
different style of play. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
in a short space of time. But Southampton are very similar to Juventus in terms of
Great.
sit back and try and counter against a team like us.
Right.
He
So
also mentioned that we didn't train that much because it was recovery time.
right.
Yeah, because we played on Wednesday, so obviously yesterday would have been recovery because they probably would have travelled late Wednesday night back to the UK.
Yeah.
So that meant Thursday would be predominantly recovery, and today would have probably been the first proper session.
Okay. All right, Hams. I'm gonna get back to you, and then we're gonna go into start with the injury crisis that Chelsea's suffering right now. We have apparently what's his name? We have Christian Pulisic, who's still out for now, and then also we have Reece James also out. Reece James also out. Igola Conte, who is now under isolation with suffering from COVID-19, which we have the positive news is he's not he's got about a week or two to recover and then come back. Those are the setback for us right now. But besides that, luckily for us, we have our young Mason Mount coming back to join the guys. So what do you guys make? How healthy is our injury news? Hans Munster, tell us more about the injuries. We know we have Mason coming back.
Yeah, the Christian Pulisic was from International, where
Yeah.
he got fouled numerous times. That's how he got injured. Kante got unfortunately he's suffered from the illness virus, so he will be back. Well, it's not an injury at least, so he will be back at least a week later.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after
we-
the international break, because that's
Yeah,
after
yeah,
this
so-
weekend. So
Yeah,
at least
a
we
week.
got
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he'll be fine. And then Reece James, he's got that injury in that City game. So
Right.
and then Mount was just a minor injury from the cup game, so he's back. So I wasn't too like scared about that because Tuchel talked about it. He said if the game was on Sunday, then Mount will probably play, which I remember
Yeah.
he said that in the press conference. So that wasn't too you know it wasn't unfortunate. So that's when I was like there's hope that Mount will be back as quickly as possible first.
And Stephen, what do you think the injury crisis we're going through is it going to affect the club? Is it going to affect our team tomorrow's game that much? Us we have good news that we have Mason Mount returning back from injury. So is that a plus? Are you happy about that?
I mean, I think it goes without saying. Obviously, we're all gonna be happy to have Mason Mount back. He's very important with like the way we create our chances and stuff. We've seen it when we've not had him for the City game and Juventus game. We were still creating chances, but they weren't as good a chance as we would typically get with Mount,
Right.
like involved with the play, whether it be him directly playing the pass or him finding that pass to someone who can create a better chance.
Right.
I think as much as Kante having obviously the virus is a shame and whatnot, I think if there was any one position
Mm-hmm.
we was gonna miss a player, even though it's a big like player in Kante, the midfield is where I would want it to be because of we've got so much depth. If it was a centre back, I would be more worried. But because of you've got Jorginho, Kovacic, Ruben, and all these players that can fill in, obviously it's not
Yeah.
as big a worry, especially with he's got to be back by the end of the international break anyway. So this is going to be the last game that
Yeah.
Kante's going to miss anyway.
Hmm.
So I don't think it's as big a deal. I mean, obviously, it also helps that Pulisic isn't available to get called up for the US men's national team because that's where he seems to get all his injuries.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when obviously Hazard was at the club. Every game
Yeah.
because of he's arguably the best player on the team for like US. Everyone's got to target him, and then like he's constantly getting kicked and everything to a point where it's bound to cause an injury at some point, and it just because of how frequently it happens. And at the moment,
Yeah.
national teams have 3 games, and because of he's so key to them, and I think he's actually the captain if I'm not mistaken. Then
Yeah.
he,
Yeah. Christian Pulisic, right? Yeah. Captain of the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah, he plays all 3 games. So you can imagine if he's getting kicked 20, 30 times a game, by the time international breaks over is about 90 times because of
Yeah.
his impact for the team means he gets targeted so much.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another one. It's a shame that he always gets injured, but it typically seems to be rather when he's away with the national team. At least he has the time to further his recovery now and hopefully be back after the internationals.
Yeah. What really sometimes he upsets me a lot. We know players have to really go and then represent their clubs. I mean their countries internationally, but then I feel like sometimes these players are not being protected the way they're supposed to be protected playing for their clubs because, matter of fact, we have to know that it's the clubs that pay a lot of money to these players to be able to make a living, but the contribution for the national team is just a little. But then if you can't stop them from participating in any competition that the country provide for them. You can't do that anyway. But do you think the countries, individual countries, should have done more to protect these superstars once they go on international break?
Yeah, just because of the fitness level.
Yeah.
Fitness was very important in football. Despite for example, if you put them in international break and we might need them back in the team, just in case if it's like an important game that we have in our fixtures. I think that's important that we have them fresh and sound. We rather have our players like whoever's in the international duty not
Right.
playing, like probably in the bench or just like not having like any risk of new
Mhm.
like damage to the like to them. So that's why we rather have them in good condition than in the risk of like losing an important player for like a number of months, which we don't want. So that's the important thing.
Okay. So, what do you think, Steve, about that? About international countries protecting these superstars coming from various clubs.
I missed part of what you said because I had to go out the room, so I actually missed what.
Yeah, what I said was I knew that definitely players have to go and participate in their their countries, the various countries native countries where they're coming from to represent those countries. But then sometimes I feel like they're not being protected very well, like how they're being protected in their various clubs. And at the end of the day, it is the clubs that makes these superstars make their living. They give them all their money, and then when they get injured in international playing for their countries, I mean, they come back home and then sit down and still they get paid for sitting on the bench. Should they be more protected playing nationally, just like how they've been protected in their various clubs?
Do you mean in the sense of being overplayed? Is that what you mean?
Okay, yeah, kind of. And then refereeing decision, how we saw the game, how Pulisic was being kicked all over the pitch in that very game when he got injured. I saw the game; it was very, very abysmal. You could tell the superstar was not being protected very well, in that sense.
I get what you're saying, but then people have got to argue, well, why are you saying only for the superstars, and why is it not the same for everyone? And then if you do that,
Yeah.
then the game score stop and the flow score be really slow, and then all this, and there'll constantly be arguments about it. No,
I mean, I'm not cutting you off, but what I'm trying to say is the same thing repeated itself in the Premier. I mean, in the competitions that we're playing, the La Liga, the Super Cup, whatever cup it is, Europa Cup, and then Champions League Cup. Yes, certain players are being targeted to be more protected compared to other players. Just like they would say, hey, these players has to be protected. The Pulisic, the Messi's, the Neymar's, Mbappe's, those people they have to pay so much attention to those players, the Cristiano Ronaldo's. So it's the same scenario that I can say that why I don't know protecting the superstars that goes in and play internationally.
I think there's certainly something to be said for it. Maybe it's more to do with not necessarily the refereeing, but more caution on the side of the national coaching staff.
Yeah.
Like if you see a player, whether he's your superstar or not, you don't want them to get injured, especially if he's your superstar.
Right.
But like if a guy's getting kicked 20, 30 times a game, for example,
Right.
there's got to come a point in that very game where you go, as much as he's our best player, we have to take him off to protect him. Otherwise, he could get a serious like injury from like the
Yeah, that's
repetition
what
of
I'm
this
saying, yeah.
happening. Because at what point does it get to where you're like, okay, you have to stop him from taking so many impactful kicks and whatnot? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a point where you have to say, our job as coaches is to protect the player regardless of who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's getting a beating, so to speak, by the opposition players, we have to sub him off whether we want to or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Because otherwise we've got to have him out for a longer period of time because he's got to be injured anyway. So what use is he done?
Yeah, I think that makes a little sense. Let me acknowledge our viewers in the chat also. Dujan, what you doing, man? Dujan, come over here with us. And then Gunnar Vettel said that Tuchel is getting sacked, and I said how you guys feeling before the game? Good to see everyone. Good to see you, Gunnar Vettel, my brother. Good to see you too. Tuchel is never gonna get sacked. At least he'll be in the club for 18 months before he can be sacked. It's not yet anywhere close to sack. No way. You want Chelsea to sack Tuchel so you guys can bounce on him, right? And he's never even gonna go to us now because you guys don't have the money to and you can't even invest right. Okay. Almighty Blues FC said, big up Blue Cloud CV, big up to you, my brother. Yeah, I was supposed to make you a moderator. I haven't gone to my settings in a while. I have to make some of you Hamster Master. So I think Hamster Master is already mod on my yeah, I have to make Steve, you subscribed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to make Steve and then my guys over here in the group, I have to make them mod. So once the channel growing and people start messing up, they can take over. Control, get them out, kick them out of the chat. Almighty Blue said Hazard was never protected in the EPL, but in other leagues it's different, I suppose. Absolutely. In other leagues, just like the La Liga, they protect the Cristiano Ronaldos and then the Messi's a lot from injuries because everybody wants to go to the pitch and watch these superstars exhibit and then exploit their talents that they have. That is why the Premier League is being tagged as the most expensive league and then the most attractive league in the world, without a doubt. People argue about it, but now it's been proven that the Premier League is now on top of La Liga since the missing out of Cristiano Ronaldo and then also Messi leaving La Liga. La Liga is not attractive as it is. I know El Clasico will be coming on Sunday, but look, it's not as it's not attractive as it used to be. Both teams are not playing well. They don't have any. Right, they don't really have any superstar to be looking out for. It is just Benzema from the Hazard. Hazard is not. He's playing not the kind of Hazard that you want to see. Hazard is now born average. He couldn't even skip past Sharif. It's not the same as it used to be. I think the slow pace of the La Liga is not really well for Hazard. Almighty Blue FC. If you want to join us, you can. You don't have to use your video if you're worried about your internet connection. You can use just the audio, just like my guys have here over here. But the next time, my guys will be coming on the videos because I said I have to make a new intro for the channel. So we'll be working on that very soon. So yeah, Almighty Blues, I have you there. I can send you the link and see if you can join us here and then participate if you want to. If you don't have that time, don't worry about it, my brother. So yeah, we were. He's talking about TT's press conference was a breath of fresh air. Chelsea love him. Chelsea fans really love Thomas Tuchel, and then without a doubt. So yeah, we're gonna move on to. Guys, let's talk about Tino Livramento. Chelsea will be facing this young, scary, terrifying attack. He's a left back, right? It's a left back, right? He plays in the left back position. A right back. He plays in the right back position because I remember that he was in contention. They have to let him go because he has to fight for that position with Azpilicueta, which he cannot go beyond Azpilicueta. Also have to fight Reece James, who is also in another pecking order. So it was going to be difficult for him. So Tuchel said it was his decision that he decided to move on, which I think it was the best decision for that young player at that time because he was good though, but he's never going to play over Azpilicueta and Reece James. What do you guys make of that, Steven? Of that decision of the young, scary attacker? I mean, left back, right back, yeah. Livramento.
Interestingly, a little while after the conference happened, I saw something. I can't remember who put it. It might have been Nazar Kinsella or another one that follows Chelsea news and puts it out and whatnot. And they said that basically another one of the reasons why he left was there was so many mixed messages about like youth exodus and all this sort of stuff, and like Chelsea going for Hakimi, which is obviously Livramento's position. There were so many mixed messages and like rumors through the press and through the club and all that.
Yeah.
But maybe that played a big part into him leaving as well as like the competition that he already had. You guys made a decision that benefits him, and you can never fault him for that. Worst case scenario, one day we get him back and he's a star. I'm glad that he's gone and he's gone to a club where he's getting game time and he's able to impress people.
Right.
Because you don't want to see a young player sitting on the bench or just playing academy games, not going anywhere when they got potential. Like Tuchel says, like everyone believes.
Yeah.
He has. I think I don't know what Hassan Hutel said, but I believe he also heavily praised him in his conference as well and spoke briefly on him as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring. You can go ahead. Go ahead and keep talking. I'll bring Hassel Huto's press conference, what he said on his press conference. But you go ahead with your submission, Stephen.
No, I think given the competition he had and all the news that was going around about Chelsea potentially getting Hakimi and like how many youth players we're getting rid of or might be getting rid of and whatnot, I think he made a smart decision which benefited himself, and it's going to turn out to be a great decision for his career in the long run.
Yeah.
Mighty Blues says, I actually think Hudson-Odoi would have been sold if Livramento stayed at Chelsea.
It could be. It could be. It could be. Hudson-Odoi, yeah.
Hudson-Odoi's been playing under Tuchel.
Right. Hudson-Odoi, that he's given all the opportunity, but then he cannot secure his position. I don't know why. He can't take a man on. His direct. I mean, his final decision making is very, very abysmal. It's very poor.
He
Go.
goes outside and he passes it back to the player. He doesn't take it on. He's not
Yeah.
as much
He,
direct as I thought he'd be.
has it got to do with confidence? Has it got to do with confidence? Is it lacking confidence?
I think part of it, in my view, part of it might be because he had obviously the injury that he had.
Right.
I think since then, like when he first came back,
Yeah.
He was playing really well and everything, and we thought this is the Hudson-Odoi we want to see. This is what we were saying before he got injured. And then
Right.
out of nowhere, he just dropped off in form, and he's not been the same since he came back. And I don't know, maybe part of it is down to injury because you never know how long psychologically it's going to affect a player.
Yeah.
Because especially with his age, maybe he's going to be affected by it more than what a more experienced player is going to be, because he's like, I'm still in the very young years of my professional career, and maybe psychologically he's worried about if I do certain things, it might not it might cause him to injure himself again or something. Maybe that's his thinking, I don't know. It's a shame that when he first came back, he was really good, and since like the first 5-6 matches or whatever, after his comeback, he really dropped off.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's all I've got to say on the Cho thing.
Okay, then we're gonna. You have any other submission concerning the Tino Livermento's departure from Chelsea?
I reckon that when he sat down, do you remember when he said about he sat down with his dad, and he talked about him moving, and he felt better. His thoughts is there's a better option to leave Chelsea, because I understand that he won't get enough game time, enough like chances, because he's young, he's 18 years old,
Yeah.
and the experience is the key, and there's no way he's going above Aspie or Reece James. There's no way. So it's understandable why he left the club, which will benefit him in the long run, and that will help him get game time, and maybe we have the chance to buy him back, a buyout clause, which he has a 25 million, I believe.
Yeah.
I think it's 25 million.
Yeah, so we still have a chance to get him back if he does really well.
To like elite level.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not bad as I thought. So that's I wish him luck. So hopefully he does well for Southampton or whatever club he's in.
Yeah, Southampton, and then hopefully he plays well. And if we don't buy him back, I hope he goes on to a big club, so long as it's not like a London club, because that would just irritate me. Because I know what our luck's like. He will play for them, and even though he's right back, he will score against us. It will happen. If he goes to a big club, whether that be in another country or whatnot, or he stays at Southampton for a bit because they're good at developing youth players. So maybe at the moment that's going to be a best place for him for a few years because of their developed so many of these players that went on to become elite.
Huh.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, if he was my child or if I was his manager, I would just tell him to just move on, because I'll only come back if Aspie leaves, because as of now Chelsea have a buyback clause on him that we can trigger when he's really ready for, I think 30 something or 35, and then he can be sold for 50 million when if Chelsea if Southampton sell him for 50 million, Chelsea has a percentage that he can take. Either it will be 60 40 or something like that. I think Southampton will take the bigger share, and then Chelsea will take about 40%. So still, Chelsea, even any time he's being sold, Chelsea will still make money out of the sale of Tino.
Broja's in
Oh yeah,
Southampton as well.
Armando Broja.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's in loan, I think.
He'll be missing. Yeah, he'll be missing the game too against Chelsea. Okay, guys, let's move on to other department of the game. Which of the players are we supposed to be looking out for in the Southampton team, and what are we supposed to do as a Chelsea team? What are we looking at? Players to watch for Southampton.
I would say definitely we've got to be careful where we give away and how many we give away in terms of set pieces.
Fits.
We all know how dangerous James Ward-Prowse can be when he's on a dead ball.
Absolutely, yeah.
Striker, who is it? Armstrong. He's had a fairly good start to the season this year.
Mm-hmm.
Not the one they had before, because they already had the guy called Armstrong, I think. Which one? I think they did. Yeah. So Adam Armstrong they got from, I think, Birmingham or somewhere, Blackburn. He's had a really good start to the season. Okay, he's not got contributions if you want to go off of that, but he looks like he could be a threat.
Right. Ooh. Damn. Ademola Lookman, that's his name. He's from he used to be with Tottenham, right? He used to be with Tottenham.
Was he with Everton as well?
Fulham and Everton.
Fulham and Everton. Oh, I thought it was.
Yeah.
We've got a few ex-Chelsea players in that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Romeu that's there as well.
Yeah, Romero. Yeah, Chelsea player. Romero. Yeah.
To have Ryan Bertrand before he went to Leicester.
Yeah. I mean, he's been. I mean, Chelsea never fancied him after winning the Champions League. But Bertram, good luck to him. He tried.
It just didn't work out.
Right. So yeah, what will be the next? We're also gonna go ahead and once we're done talking about the Southampton and Chelsea game, we're gonna look at some of the Premier League games that are happening tomorrow. We will also look at the first game that will be Manchester United and Everton. Guys, let's go with the predicted starting 11 for Chelsea game. Let's do not a combined 11. Combined 11 Chelsea will beat. That would be unfair. So let's do a predicted 11 for Chelsea going into the game tomorrow. Let's do it.
Okay, should we each say a player, or is this individual? Like,
I mean, we all know that Mendy's starting in goal.
Yeah, Mendy.
It'll probably be Azpi at wing back instead of Cho.
Yeah.
Alonso's most likely going to start based on form.
Christensen and Silva probably, and Rudiger, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking at Mendy in pose and Christensen on the right hand side, and then why do you guys have any idea why they took Thiago Silva out? Was it injured or was he having a bad game? Excuse me. Or was it tactical play? Or he was having a bad day?
I would presume it would be tactical.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's tactical as well.
So do we see him in the center mid, or do we see Chalobah playing the center mid?
You're on about the Man City game, right? Because he played the whole 90 against Juventus.
Oh
yeah, he played. He came on. He played. Yeah, he came out. He played. No, he didn't play the whole 90 against Juve.
Yeah, he did.
Who?
Silva played the full 90.
He did. I thought they took him out. So I don't think he's gonna play this game. They're probably gonna arrest him.
So what are we saying? Christensen, Rudiger,
Chalobah.
yeah.
Welcome, Dujan. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, G. I'm good.
What have you been doing? You're late.
Yeah, I'm
He's been
great.
lurking in the stream, innit?
I like this guy.
Dujan, what's your take on summarize everything for us? I know you've listened to Tuchel's press conference, and he talked a lot about the style of play. We lost against two different opposition with two different style. There was one game that we were more defensive. Sorry guys, I got my right side of my mouth here is being numbed from having a root canal done, so it's kind of very difficult to move these lips anyway. So sorry, some of the words find it difficult to come out because I can't control. It's all numb. I can't control the movement of that lips. So yeah, like I said, we lost to two different. We lost in two different aspects. We were more defensive against City, and we were more attacking against Juve, and we lost those games. And which I can't really understand it, but it's a shock to the club. It's a shock to a lot of people. But we know that something has to change. Maybe the style of Lukaku. We need Reece James. We need Reece James in the right hand side to be able to whip the ball. Quality crossing, because as peace crossing, we're not the best for, because if we have done more of those against Juve, we would have definitely get a goal, because when we saw the balls coming in, we saw Kai Havertz got on the ball a couple times and then it was off target. But we think that as do you guys think that statement that Antonio what's his name,
Conte.
Antonio Conte, the statement he did is more of a bragging right, or he shouldn't have made that statement at all? Do you guys think so?
We haven't figured out how to utilize Lukaku yet.
Right.
I don't know. You never know with Conte, innit?
I think
Look how I got the best out of him, or he could genuinely mean they haven't. They don't seem to have figured it out yet.
yeah, I think he's to me, to my perspective, I think he's bragging. He's bragging to the extent that he's an ex Chelsea coach, and then he's trying to tell Tuchel hasn't figured out how to use him, but he was able to figure him out. So I think that was a problem. Guys, you guys take over and I'll be right back, okay?
No worries. No worries.
Yeah, you guys take over. I'll be right back.
Mm.
Yeah, go ahead and continue with the discussion. I'll be right back. I got a call.
I don't know how to say it, but this Arsenal fan, when we were talking about the lineup, he said Kepa and then think Chilwell will start tomorrow. Chilwell won't start because of, we all know Alonso's got to start based on form unless he somehow gets injured in the warm up, which, I mean, it happens. It's very unlikely. And we all know Kepa's not starting because Mendy's fit, and it's not the Africa Cup of Nations, which therefore means Kepa's not starting in goal
Yeah,
unless it's a cup game.
absolutely. Yeah, I would probably, if it was me, I'll probably play Chilwell because in his game time. But I would understand if Alonso plays it because
I would build up his game time in the cups though, unless
Yeah.
Alonso suddenly dips really badly in form. At which point
Mm.
you have to just chuck Chilwell in and say, giving him a build up of time, we have to chuck him in now because of Alonso's been that abysmal.
Yeah.
I think the reality is they're gonna want to build it up for Chilwell so that he doesn't straight away play 90
Yeah.
minutes in a league game or a Champions League game. So I don't see any way that he's going to give him 90 minutes unless something happens to Alonso, whether it be a ridiculous drop off in the way he's playing, or somehow he gets injured or whatever before the game tomorrow.
Yeah, let me read some of the let me read what I have here in the chat. This is coming from Gunaveta.
Yeah, I was about to say that you're muted.
Okay. This is coming from Gunaveta. He said, "Do you think Tuchel needs to change it up from the three at the back system soon, because the PSG he was playing completely different. Three at the back, not suitable, sustainable. Yeah, not sustainable. Well, I think Gunavito, it is because of the personnel that we have. When he came to the club, he realized that the personnel that we have cannot play the back four, so he switched the whole style into three at the back, and since then it's been very good for us. And I think he wants to build momentum. He wants to carry on with that same style until he realized that. Yeah. So that's the reason why when he was playing at PSG, he realized that with their league, with the players that you have, they can still continue on with the four at the back. And indeed the decision that he made really play a role. He affected the team a lot in a positive way, where we stop conceding goals. So I think we can build. What all we have to do now is our attack, how to connect the midfield with the attack. That is all we have to worry about. So Gunavita, thank for your contribution in the chat, and also Kepa Arisa Balaga. I don't see Kepa starting the game. Kepa is a league, it's a cup competition goalkeeper. And then also we have this from our sister over here. He's she said, "Hello, my brothers and sister. Saying, nice to be here with you all. Nice to have you here. I 123 love you." Gunnar Vettel said that Conte spoke fact. That is true. I know it is true, but as a former ex-coach, you don't have to say we haven't figured out how to use the player yet. I think it looks a little bit braggish. He's bragging that he was able to know how to use Lukaku, but we have to figure it out and we have to call him. He went ahead and said we have to call him so he can give us the way to use Lukaku. Green Tab says listening while driving to Lexington. All right, my brother Green Tab, take care and then drive safely as usual. You're doing a good job too. And another good guy with the you guys know him, the Green Tab. Yeah, I'm not sure if Steve knows him. Another big YouTuber. Yeah, with lots of members. But yeah, so we're gonna move on from there. We were talking about the starting lineup in a way. So the starting lineup formation, we started with Mendy in pole, and we have Aspilicueta. Reece James is back. Reece James is back, right?
No.
I don't think he is.
Reece James is still out. James is out, right?
That's why he made the joke about him getting called up for the
International team.
He thought it was for the water polo team because he's only in the pool at the moment. He's not training outside of the pool, out on the pitches and anything like that.
So do we see Carlos Nodoi playing the wing side, the right wing?
I can see it, but I think he'll probably look for continuity, and therefore he would probably play as P at wing back. That's just my personal opinion.
And yeah, it's accepted, and it makes a lot of sense though.
Yeah, because think about it, if we go from Aspi to Cho, and then next game we're back to Aspi if Reece isn't back yet, which I don't know. It depends how his recovery goes. But if we keep doing that, then we haven't got continuity, and it's just going to mess with the team more than what it helps, if that makes sense. It potentially weakens us more than it strengthens us if we keep rotating every other game.
I've been told over here you have been warned. Chelsea FC Discord, you have been warned. Get permission from a moderator, or have yeah, or have the trusted rule to share link or file images. I don't know how to do that. I need Dujan to be up here and help me out because he's a king of Discord. I'm not that so good with the Discord, but I'm still learning more, every day.
I'm sure he'll be able to sort something.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, okay. So we have a back four, which Rudiger, and Thiago Silva, and probably Christensen on as being in the back for. Dijon said Lukaku, Mount front three.
And Ziyech, he says.
And Ziyech start Ziyech, Lukaku, Mount front three. You know, it's
Your opinion, but no Ziyech. No.
well. There you go, Dijon. Steve said he accepts your opinion, but no Ziyech. He doesn't want Ziyech, but that doesn't mean your opinion is not. It's you. You believe that Ziyech can make a difference. Okay, so the midfield, are we still going with the double pivot of it's still the Kovacic? Are we gonna see what's his name coming in? Saul coming in.
Oh please no. Oh please.
I mean, what are we gonna do with Saul? He's there. He's on loan. We have to get him playing. We have to get him on board. We have to get him playing games.
Play him in the cup game against Southampton because it's still got to be Premier League team. It's still Southampton, but I wouldn't play him in the league game against them.
It's too risky.
You still have the physicality of the Southampton team from the Premier
slow.
League.
Yeah.
You don't have the risk of him playing poorly and having a waste of substitution on him in a league game.
Okay. So we're thinking of bringing him in later on in the face of the game, not to start him, right?
Yeah, that or in the cup.
Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Well, we can do that. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and continue with the attack. Do you all agree we have to start with the Lukaku, Mount, and either Ziyech or Havertz? Which one do you all go for? Ziyech or Havertz?
Well, Werner.
Dijon said Ziyech haters. he calls you guys Ziyech haters. Are you guys?
And if you can tell me one way how Ziyech actually impacted the game in recent times where he's played,
Yeah.
then fair play. But personally, I can't see it. And plus, when you got Mount back, you're gonna play Mount over Ziyech. You're more than likely playing Havertz or Werner, depending on who the opponent is.
Yeah. I prefer playing Werner. Werner, that's something new.
I will, to be honest with you, I'll prefer to play Ziyech. To be honest with you, I'll prefer to play Ziyech because of his crossing ability and how good he is on the ball. We have enough men to be able to battle the ground. Defense, Aspilicueta will be there. Christensen also have a lot of energy to follow up on the game. But then we need more guys that will hook up the ball in with crosses. Callum Hudson-Odoi is not really good crossing. He's always gonna take the ball back. So we want Ziyech. Ziyech is good. He's a bowler. He can cross it, give balls in. Kai Havertz, probably I'm not so sure about Kai Havertz right now because I'm not really convinced about Kai Havertz introduction in game and even starting games. But we hope that he's so young, he might come up with different aspect in the future. Maybe next season. Kai Havertz is still a guy that still Chelsea players like to keep. To keep in the team.
Earlier, I was saying I would have Havertz, but thinking about it, where Southampton tend to sit deep, I would want Werner to use his pace to make bigger holes in their defense because obviously someone's got to follow him, right?
Yeah.
So I would use him so that you can create bigger spaces for Lukaku to fill and get off the shots. And I thought about it more. You want someone who can stretch the defense, and Werner's got to do that better than Havertz is, in my opinion.
That's what I agree with. Agree with that one.
Dijon, so I know you had it. What do you think, Dijon? Do you agree with that? Guys, the poll is out on the chat. Let me know what you think. Get involved in the poll. I had the poll out. Chelsea vs Southampton. Who wins? What was that, Hams?
Oh, I was going to say, Stephen, is that your front three, Mount, Lukaku, Werner, or something?
Depends what formation we play. Look, if we're playing the front three, then yeah. But if we're going for the two up top, then obviously you have Mount behind Werner and Lukaku. It don't matter which way you play.
Yeah.
That's got to be the three that I would pick for this game. so that you can stretch their defense with the pace of Werner, like taking one of their defenders out wide.
Right.
Or creating space for either Mount to make a run from deep if we play him behind a front two,
Mm-hmm.
or if you're playing a front three, Lukaku fills it, and then we know what's likely result of that happening.
That's great. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pay a little bit close attention to the other Premier League games coming up. So I'm gonna share my screens. Then we're gonna go ahead and talk about it.
Are we going any specific or?
Yeah, we're gonna go through all of them.
Okay. Do you want to just do it in order? Would that make it easier?
Yeah, in order. Yeah, in order. So yeah, we have this going on. We have Manchester United, Everton. Players to be looking out for: Abdullah Decore, another tormented in midfield. What do you guys think this game will go out for? Who's much more, concerning is United playing home or is it Everton?
Well, apparently,
Yeah, United they play home.
yeah, apparently they're missing Maguire and Rashford, and apparently Luke Shaw's questionable.
So it's Social's team news. Let me see.
That's what I'm seeing anyway. I think Maguire's a definite out, and so is Rashford, but I think Luke Shaw might play.
Do you guys agree that it looks like United has been very lucky this season because they haven't played well. They haven't played well at all, but it looks like the luck is always on them. Look at the game against Villarreal. They were abysmal. They don't deserve to win that game, but yet they went and won it. There's so many games.
Villarreal missed so many chances. There could be at least 2-0, 3-0.
You know what made me laugh about that though? You know how we lost to Juve, who, I mean, it don't take a genius. Like, Juve are a better team, even if they were weakened on a night, yeah?
Yeah.
United fans, because they got a last minute goal, went, you lot lost. Yeah, you barely beat Villarreal, who were about to beat you for the second game on the bounce in the final and then in the group stages.
So if you look at the stats over here, head to head, they've played 58 draws. No, 12 draws. They've played 58 times and they have drawn 12 times. And United have gone on to win 37. And ninth for Everton. Is he gonna change this time? United have won 20 at home, and then Everton have won 7 at home. They've won totally 2 times at Old Trafford. And United have won 17 times. Do we see a draw game or do we see Everton winning this game?
The thing is, Everton.
I don't know.
Everton's got injury list.
Go on.
Yeah, sorry. Everton's got some big injuries. So they got Andrew Gomez injured, Calvin Lewin injured, Fabian Delph injured, Seamus Coleman injured, and Richarlison injured. So
So yeah.
I'm just looking at the Man United one now. So Wan-Bissaka's available again.
Yeah,
Rashford, he's returned to training for the first time since his shoulder injury, though he's not yet match fit.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Shaw feels better. It was a combination of illness and a shoulder injury, but he still got the shoulder injury. But Rashford trained fully today with contact. There are a few tackles flying in on him. He seemed okay. This is a quote from Ollie, which was nice to see. Marcus is fit. He's worked really hard.
Yeah.
He's not had any contact until now. If his shoulder can take the contact now, he should be ready after internationals. That sounds to me like Rashford's definitely ruled out for this game.
Rashford.
That sounds like to me. He's saying he's only just training with contact now.
Yeah, that's true.
And
So that means there's no risk.
Be all right after the international break. So
I mean, I'm not gonna even include Rashford because he hasn't even played much of the season, much of the games this season, and then United.
Hasn't it?
It's been Greenwood, yeah.
Yeah, it's Greenwood. So.
Oh, Santo, yeah.
Well, United has how many goalkeepers? 5 goalkeepers. They have Lee Grant.
I thought Lee Grant left.
He's still there.
Why I thought that.
Lee Grant is still there. A legend. He's a legend, but he's still there. Dean Henderson and then Lee Grant, Tom Hilton,
That bottom one's got to be an academy keeper.
academy keeper, part of the team. Yeah, they have 5, and look,
Normally you have
Everton has 3.
4. You have 4. Like normally you have.
So
4.
who's winning? Who's winning this game? Are we going for a win? Steve, who are you going for? A win or a draw? I'm going for a win for Man United.
Yeah, I'm going for a win
As
as well.
much as I want it to be a draw and Everton win, I think, despite how poorly United have played, given who's missing in terms of Seamus Coleman, Richarlison, Gomez, and Calvert-Lewin, I think United still get the win, even though they've been playing poorly.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going for.
I think it'd be like a 1-0 type game.
Dujan said, "Yeah, I agree." So we're going with.
About the front 3/2 situation.
I'm going for United nil, a United win, probably a 2-1 win for Manchester United. All right, let's move on to Burnley, Norwich City, another relegation team. Norwich City who probably will be going on relegation. What do you make of this game? Statistic wise, they've only played 2 times, and then no draws. It's always Burnley winning. Burnley have won 2 times, and Norwich hasn't won any at all. So who is having the upper hand, Burnley or Norwich City? Do we see any surprising happen?
I think Burnley, because from what I'm reading,
Yeah,
Zimmerman's out, Cantwell's out,
yeah.
Chester, or however you say it's out, and then Gilmore's got to be a game time decision.
Okay.
So, whereas Burnley, we all know what Sean Dyche can do. When the players actually get fired up for a game, we know that.
Yeah, I see this game going their way. It's going to be a 3-1 win for Burnley.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those games. I think Burnley will get the victory. I think they're too much for Norwich, even though both of them are not had a great start in the league.
Yeah.
He's got 2 points. Norwich got 0 points. He could go either way at the end of the day. So I think Burnley got advantage because of the Norwich mishaps and also the head-to-head records. So go with Burnley to win.
It sounds like Jay Rodriguez may be able to play for Burnley this weekend. And Vidra's got a strong chance of playing as well. So they've got a couple players coming back.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Maxwell Cornet, it looks like it's got to be too soon because of the way he came off midweek, apparently.
okay. Well, this is the 10 o'clock fixture. Chelsea. We've already talked about this, but we didn't have our starting score prediction up. Who's winning this game? I'm going a big score line for Chelsea, 3-0.
2-0 Chelsea. 2-0.
Ham said 2-0. How about you, Steve?
I'm gonna say it depends on the lineup. It's either gonna be 2-0 or a 3-1, I think, to Chelsea.
Oh,
so not a big difference, but depending.
Are we conceding? Are we conceding?
Trust me, with our luck, it'd be from a corner or something.
Okay. Leeds United, Watford. Leeds United, Watford.
Actually, I'll take that back. We're not conceding.
Okay, so you're going back to 3-0 or 2-0?
I'll go 2-0. Yeah, because they ain't got Vestergaard anymore for those headers. So
Leeds United, Watford. Player to watch. Scoreline. Stats.
For Watford, Ismail Assar. For Leeds, it's got to be Rafinha at the moment. I think in terms of players to watch.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be a close game. I think it might even be like a 1-1 draw, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think they're the 2 players to look out for.
Yeah, I see Leeds United probably scrapping the win. They're gonna open up because the style of play is very very expensive. They open up, they attack and attack and attack, and they forget about their defense. So yeah,
It's not available.
yeah.
That's a tough game. It might be a draw, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a draw. It's a tough game to
Yeah, I
call.
think it'll be 1-1.
1-1. All right, we're gonna move on to Wolves.
It looks like Leeds might be missing quite a few players.
Yeah, they're double.
Bamford's missing. Aylin's probably missing. That Robin,
Mhm.
however you say his surname, I'm not gonna try and say it because it'll probably be wrong.
Who?
Looks like he's out as well. The German centre back, guy whose name spells Koch. I don't want to try and pronounce it.
Okay, let me see. For Leeds United, let me
Yeah.
check the squad. Let me see the squad, and then center back, to defender. Ruben. Oh, Koch.
Something like that.
Yeah, Koch. Ruben Koch. Number 5.
Yeah.
Standing player.
He's out, so yeah.
He looks like Ethan on Purdue over here. Look at his face.
Just without the hair.
Yeah, with that. He looks like Ethan on Purdue over here. Okay. Do you guys want us to keep the big game for Sunday? Keep it and do it the following day? Probably Saturday night.
It's up to you.
Yeah, we can do that so we can have something to talk about when we do the live streaming.
Try and jump on tomorrow. Depends what time it is.
I need a full house. I need a full house on Saturday night. I need a full house, guys. We need a.
When it is, because obviously I'll be traveling back. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it shouldn't. Right. We should be doing it somewhere. I don't know. I have to find. You guys have to let me know the right convenience time for everybody to be around, so I can stream at the right time that it's convenience for all.
This way, I would. Well, kickoff's at 3, so about 10 to 5.
It's 5
Around-
5 something. Yeah.
So you guys said the Leeds.
I'll be back by 7 UK time, which for you should be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I should be back by then.
Okay.
Any time after that, I should be good.
Because the game takes 2 hours and it will be starting around if 10 o'clock over here, that'll be 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. UK time.
Yeah.
So by 4 UK time, you should be home, right?
No, because of that'll be an hour in.
Traffic.
By 7, I should be in.
By 7, okay.
Which should be 2 o'clock in the afternoon for you.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. We can work with that. Figure it out. And then don't forget the live watch along. I'll do a watch along whilst you're going, and we do the match day vlog over here, guys. If we're gonna do something different tomorrow. We will be bringing you guys live feed from champions from the champions elect or Champions League winners home, which is Stamford Bridge. We'll bring you live feedback from the stadium tomorrow if God give us that chance. So let's move on to the Wolverhampton Wanderers and Newcastle United players to watch. Do you guys still in that argument that you have to sell Christian Pulisic and go for Alex? Is it Sam Maximan or whatever they call him? Yeah. What do you guys think of that player? Huh?
Get rid of who?
Pulisic and bring Sam Maximan in.
I wouldn't get rid of Pulisic for him.
I'll get rid of Ziyech.
Yeah. That's what you get rid of.
Ziyech.
What did you comment? Oh, Ziyech caters.
But what I think of Alexander St. Maximin is a very good player. He's very good in the goal, very silky.
Alan St. Maximin, French. I don't know why he's not in the French national team. He's so good, but I think he's even way better of Adama Traore. Adama Traore final decision making is very vulnerable.
All he does is run and use his strength. His final foot is bad. That's what I can say.
St. Maximin is right there. This guy can do a lot.
He was very impressive the other week with his goal.
Yeah, he's had 8 goals already. Premier League. Oh no, he's Premier League record. Sorry, Premier League record.
He's got
Yeah.
6 this season.
Yeah, 11. He's got 11 assists, 8 goals, 57 appearances, which is not bad. Which is not bad for 57 appearances.
This season, it's one every 2 games. So
Yeah, every season. Yeah, last season he had 2 goals. It looks like he's improving with the goal tally. He's
definitely.
he's proving. He needs.
Be adapted now.
Imagine Saint-Maximin in our team with that blazing and then tricky style of play, dribbling. He can always create chances for Lukaku to score goals, or even Kai Havertz to finish. This guy there, we need to go pay some money because Newcastle, they don't have money. 30 million they'll take it, or 45. We'll have Saint-Maximin on the team, just like we did with Demba Ba.
Mm.
So, what do you guys think? Players to watch. We have Saint-Maximin to watch from Newcastle United. Hey, this guy, not just Saint-Maximin, Alex Saint-Maximin.
Him and us.
You have to take a look at this guy too. What's his name? The American player. He used to play in American League. He plays in the wing. He's a winger for Newcastle United. Let me check his name. He's an attacker.
Where I know who you're on about as well.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Amaron. Yeah, Amaron. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Amaron. Miguel Amaron. Another good player. I think he's a Paraguayan. Yeah, this guy is an outstanding player. And also Raul Jimenez. That's his name. Raul Jimenez is also back.
It's good that he's come back and he's scored his first goal since his pretty horrible injury.
Yeah. I remember last season when he went through that concussion. He went through that. Yeah, very. Yeah. He's been away for a long time, but he came back and had a goal, which is good for his confidence.
This is gonna be a Wolves win though because of Callum Wilson's out. Who else was it?
Callum Wilson.
One sec.
Callum Wilson for
Callum Wilson's out.
Tottenham.
Jamal Lascelles is out.
Newcastle United. Yeah.
Callum Wilson, Jamal Lascelles, Martin Dubravka's out, which
Mhm.
is Freddie Woodman or whatever his name is got to be in goal. Paul Dummett's out, and so is John Joe Shelby. So
Referee.
got quite a few injuries. Newcastle.
Referee for the day will be Michael Oliver. I didn't even know who our referee is going to be.
I think that's just they use one picture, don't they? Ours is Atkinson, isn't it?
Let me see if there's a.
Or ours is Martin Atkinson.
Is there? Oh, I thought maybe the referee for the day was Yeah, I don't know who our referee is gonna be.
It's Martin Atkinson. I'm almost certain of that. I'll get it up.
Martin Atkinson need to retire. I mean, that guy has. No, it's not Martin Atkinson. What's his name? The other referee who was given the red cards more than any other referee in the Premier League.
It is Atkinson. It is Atkinson.
No, Mike Dean. No, it's not Mike. It's Mike Dean.
It is Atkinson. I've got it up on my phone now. It is Martin Atkinson.
With the more red cards.
Huh?
No, we're talking about the referee with the more red cards in the Premier League. It's Mike Dean.
It's Mike Dean, right?
Yeah.
Our referee is Atkinson. Right?
Oh, our referee is Martin Atkinson. Yeah, he's a good referee. He's a good referee.
Yeah,
Newcastle, who's the referee for that one?
So who's winning this game? Leeds United.
So Wolves game, you said.
Yeah, Wolves and Newcastle United.
It's gonna be a close game. It might be either a draw or Wolves wins.
No, I think Newcastle win this game, 2-0.
Really?
I'm
Yeah.
Wolves because of the
I'm
amount
going
of
Wolves
players
1-0.
that Newcastle are missing.
Go Wolves.
I'm going 2-0 Wolves.
2-0 Wolves. Yeah, I'm going to 2-0 Newcastle.
I'm going 1-0 Wolves here. 1-0.
Okay.
I just think the amount of players and the position that those players play means that Newcastle are in big trouble this week.
Trouble for Newcastle United.
Huh?
I said trouble for Newcastle United. You guys are saying, right?
Yeah.
Because they're missing Dummett, who's a left back. They're missing Lascelles, who's their captain, who's a centre back. They're missing Shelby, who's a centre midfielder. They're missing Wilson, who's their number one striker.
Right.
Hang on, that's weird. So the one I saw was on the Premier League website. It said Freddie Woodman would start, but on another app it says that both Woodman and Dubravka, both their keepers,
Mm-hmm.
might have injuries.
All right, guys.
I'm going by the Premier League, so
We've done over an hour of streaming. So it's
quickly, I'm just gonna hope that Brighton do beat Arsenal in the late kickoff tomorrow. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I do hope it happens.
Hams Master gonna do the watch along.
Yeah, I'll probably be there.
Yeah, I mean you can still. I'll stream it with you from like I did the other day. I'll still stream it and then we can watch it. Also, maybe you can watch it on your own comfort zone and be on your phone, and then we can do the watch along together.
Yeah.
I know Stevie. Yeah, Steve will be joining us from the stadium, giving us a live. Yeah, we hope everything works out. He will giving us a live tour. Steve, once you get there, let us know, bro. We want to have it here live. Something new.
Get there before you start streaming anyway, so
Yeah.
no need to worry about that.
You're probably gonna know the game by hand because you're looking for your.
I'll start streaming 2 hours. I mean, half an hour before kickoff, and I'm sure by that time you'll be in the stadium already seated.
Yeah, and I'll still obviously join. I'll just sort out my notifications that it comes up or something.
Okay.
Or before you go live, if you
Mhm.
do a Discord call, whether it be in the actual group chat or just between me and you, so I know when you're about to go live.
Yeah.
And then I'll jump on.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll let you know. I'll send you the.
Because I don't always get actual notifications through Discord on my lock screen, so I get the calls obviously. So
Great. So it's a pleasure to see wonderful people here joining us on the Discord server, guys. If you're watching this stream later and you want to be part of our group here, I'm sure Dijon is gonna help me out so we can get the group much more. I mean, bigger, so we can have more people in here. We gotta figure something out to make this group thing more interactive and more bigger. It's always a pleasure to have you here, House Master, and also Steve. You guys have a wonderful night. UK guys, sleep well. Pray that we win tomorrow, guys. Guys, pray that we win tomorrow.
if you haven't already.
Yeah, Steve said subscribe. Guys, you guys should. Steve, do you guys follow me on Twitter at all?
Yeah, I don't really use. I don't have a Twitter.
Yeah, Hams don't have Twitter.
I
Steve,
need to make one. Yeah.
Steve, do you have one?
I don't really use it. Like it's not on my phone or anything.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking it's another way that we can get more followers by sharing our link and stuff like that, because I keep saying share the links to every platform that you found yourself. So if by any chance, yeah, you guys take care then.
Yeah, thank you.
Good night, guys. Lil Desperados. Hang on to hope. Hope Chelsea wins tomorrow. Come on, Chelsea. 3-0, clean sheet.